The Transformers. Autobots wage their battle to destroy the evil forces of the Decepticons.
Welcome, one and all, to the world-famous Kaon Gladiatorial Arena. How many of you are ready to see our fighters in action? That's what we like to hear. So let's not keep you waiting any longer. And now, for the main event, our current undefeated warrior and 283rd consecutive champion of Kaon. Give it up for Cybertron's finest, your one and only Megatronus! But that's not all we have in store for you today, folks. Originating from all the way out in the Char system, the mighty Grimlock! Are you people ready? I need you all to get loud for our stars here tonight. Alright. On my count. 1, 2, 3!
See that down there? That's real potential. Those are real Cybertronian warriors. It seems like most forget our heritage, but these champions, some of Cybertron's finest if I do say so myself.
I'm all for reminiscing about the past just as much as the next person, but all that violence seems so unnecessary. We're supposed to be a prime example to the other colonies. Meanwhile, we have all these gruesome displays of war.
You put too much thought into such futile topics, Sentinel. Cybertron needs entertainment value, and this is just one of the ways we get it. Besides, it works impressively as a dumpster pit for the less desirables.
Don't tell me. You brought in another batch?
What was I supposed to do? That senator knew more than he should have, no thanks to that message he got from a supposed anonymous source. What a fool for taking the bait. And he was threatening our position of power. I couldn't just let him go around spewing that kind of information, but it's not like anybody would even recognize him anymore. Impurita is such a fascinating subject of experimentation. It won't be long before they get lost in the system and become nothing more than homeless tweakers. But he wasn't the only one, if you're wondering. A scientist here, an entrepreneur there. Over time it added up, and now we've got a fantastic lineup for today's show.
I see that. Did you have anything else planned for today besides watching this horrible filth?
A routine oil bath?
You're so pretentious.
Hey, don't blame me for enjoying the spoils of our campaign. Besides, it beats having to spend a minute with a lower class down there. Ugh, couldn't ever be me.
Could you try and not compare us to them for 1 nanosecond?
Fine, I'll calm down, but the next time you scoff at a Theticon, I'm calling you out on that.
Will you get off me? You're in my way. No, from my point of view, you're in mine.
Unbelievable that such idiotical life forms can exist.
Oh, Primus, is that really what you sound like? Wow, I seriously pity your friends. What am I saying? Nobody like you could ever have friends. And who are you calling idiotic, visor face? At least I'm more appealing than the Cyclops over here.
Who are you? How are you able to get inside of here?
Whoa, Megatronus, wait. Please, just listen to us. We don't want to die here.
You either get out, or I ensure that happens right now. Megatronus, it would be the intelligent choice to listen to us. We're all nothing more than playthings, including you. What are you talking about? You do realize who you're talking to, correct? I am Megatronus, the greatest champion of Chaos.
You're also one of Cybertron's greatest disappointments.
You mind speaking up for that? I want to know if I heard you correctly. Megatronus, our friend here is correct, but that doesn't just apply to you. It applies to all of us in this room. We have gotten off on the wrong foot. My name is Soundwave.
My name is Starscream, one of Cybertron's greatest aerial guardsmen. Said nobody ever. You keep it shut, you single ocular organism. I have a name. I go by Shockwave. I was once...
Wait. Shockwave? Like the Senator Shockwave?
Not like Megatronus. I am that Shockwave.
I'm sorry.
You're just saying the first name that comes to mind. Shockwave's a small little blue senator who couldn't harm a fly. You look like you could move mountains. I'm not lying. A few weeks back, I was at the top of my electoral campaign after becoming a brilliant scientist. I believed that I could utilize my intellect in a more socially benefiting way, so I entered myself into politics. For a while, my campaign as chairman to the Council of Cybertron was being decently executed. I was going to change the world for the better. But days before I was going to be elected into office, I had received a file from someone who said they were close to the council. I opened it to documents upon documents of my worst fears. This file had clear evidence that most of the council members had participated in malicious activities, from targeting the oppressed to straight-out planned assassinations of specific individuals. Anything you could imagine these higher-ups could do, they were doing. But before I could do anything, the file was linked with a tracker. I was set up. The next thing I remember, I was getting dragged into the darkness and turned into this thing. You know, this is all sounding really cliché. I still don't believe you. Where's the proof? I was barely able to keep a version of the file without that tracker on me. But all of it's in there.
I still don't really trust you. Why come here of all places?
Looks like he didn't have a choice. And he isn't the first one to end up here either. Bunch of trend hoppers, if you ask me.
They did this on purpose. They sent us here so that we could die, and their secrets could die with us.
Right? The ones that we all been taught to respect and look up to since we were created. The ones we had always trusted with the fate of our civilization. They were nothing more than disgusting filth given power.
Yes, and now it is as clear as day that their actions are the source of the suffering and destruction our world has been facing. These council members seem to be only concerned about two things: their own power and keeping it. Then why are you two here? What did you do to end up in the pits? I've been developing a state-of-the-art security system for the Senate. It could monitor anyone from anywhere at any time, as well as make people hide anyone in plain sight if they didn't want someone snooping around. But they started to notice cracks in my code, cracks that would allow me to see what they were doing. I never trusted them, and all I did was give them a reason not to trust me. That is how I arrived here. As for the haunted way, I am still unaware of its origins.
Well, if we're going around acting like it's the first day of school, I might as well go next. I'll have you know that I was the top of my class in the Cybertronian Aerial Guard. Along with my brothers, we have begun to rise in popularity as air commanders. Unfortunately, that came with fame and a lot of debt. At first it wasn't too much, so I just took out a loan to pay it off. Problem was the people I borrowed it from. Close collaborators of Numa Prime. I never read the fine print on that. And before I knew it, they had stripped me of all my belongings, my place in the guard, and anything else I owned that they could find. And I got dumped here. Of course my brothers tried to warn me. Very poorly.
But why come to me? How could I help any of you?
They don't call you Kaon's finest for a reason. You're basically a superstar. So maybe we were hoping we'd tell you all this and you'd help us. Hopefully in one piece, Mr. Dark and Brooding.
If what you are saying is true, then our world is in even more dire need of correction. This raises more questions than answers. You three can stay here for now.
And where do you think you're headed off to, hot stuff?
If what I'm led to believe is correct, I'm worried that this isn't a recent revelation.
Hot stuff? Don't ask questions you don't want the full explanation to. Got it? Your argument is logically sound. What are we gonna do now? You two can stay on guard and make sure nobody tries to snoop around here. Me, I'm going to look through his stuff. He's a gladiator, idiot. Having items for sentimental reasons is kind of not their thing. Stop trying to make things worse, you one-eyed waste of space.
Good evening there, sir. I'm looking for files on historical Cybertronian leaders. Do you know where I could find those?
Cybertronian leaders? Of course I can help you. They'd be this way. You're that gladiator, correct? I think I've heard about you before. Your name's Psycho, right?
It's actually Megatronus, for your information. I don't mean that in a rude way, I'm just correcting you.
Don't worry. I deal with way worse bots a lot smaller than you. But I am curious. Why exactly are you interested in these historical Cybertronian leaders? Are you generally curious about our history, or...
War? What do you mean by war?
Well, I don't want to be assuming anything about you, but most people that end up asking about older Cybertronian history are most of the time snooping in places they shouldn't. Especially popular gladiatorial icons. Could get them in a lot of trouble if someone were to read through Cybertronian Senator Dictatorship Article 28, Section 98.
How did... Impressive for a librarian.
I pride myself on being knowledgeable in all my fields of study, especially Cybertronian history, general anatomy, poetry, and psychology. But I know it's not the general history you want. It's the history behind closed doors.
Wait. Are you also aware of the Senate's hypocrisy?
To be fair with you, Megatronus, who isn't?
Hold on, let me get this straight. You're telling me everyone's just fine living under constant oppression from our leaders? The Primes?
Not to sound rude, but What rock have you been living under? Of course it would be insane to agree with that. I don't think anybody would. But what could we do about it?
So everyone just knows their horrible ways? Why don't they do anything about it?
Nobody out there stands a chance against Nova and his council. If we did, we'd do something, but we can't.
What if I told you I could? What if I could change our fates? Cybertron deserves more. Can you at least agree with me on that?
What evidence could you have that could even stand to be heard by anyone?
Let me show you. But before I do, I never got your name.
Oh, my name? It's Orion Pax.
Then, allow me to reveal Cybertron's secrets. Orion Pax.
Tell me something. How did you become a gladiator?
Oh, that's a long story. I don't think you want to know about that.
No, I'm serious. It was a genuine question.
If you insist. I didn't start my life as a gladiator, if you couldn't already tell by the caution markings. I was an energon miner. It was rough. I wasn't lucky enough to work a job like yours, so every single day of my life was spent wasting away drilling for someone else's energon. We were barely even Cybertronian to those who owned those caves. More like expendable property.
How did you escape that life?
Somebody had rigged a large amount of the mine to explode, revolting against those who kept us under their ownership. Their sacrifice gave us the slimmest chance of escape. I'm one of a handful that barely left in my life.
I'm sorry for asking.
Don't be ashamed. You were curious. Speaking of, I am curious to know of your origins.
Oh, it's nothing compared to the extremes you went through. I spent my life studying Cybertronian literature, anatomy, and history like I told you earlier. That's kind of the reason why I ended up working here in the Icon Hall of Records.
But why did you get to work here?
What do you mean? Can you explain?
Why did someone like you get the luxury of getting to work in a quiet, peaceful library while I was forced to slave away in energon mines for what could have been my foreseeable future?
I don't know. But if what you brought with you today is really the truth, then we could have a chance to ensure no one has to go through the suffering you and so many others have.
Thank you for being a good person.
I'm just doing the bare minimum. Alright, we have all this evidence, but how would we be able to broadcast this wide enough before anybody could shut us down? Or worse?
You let me worry about that, Orion. I could figure out a way for this to work. I do want to thank you for all your help on this. I really couldn't have done this without you.
Truthfully, I feel like I should be thanking you. You're the first person that's ever come in here trying to change their fate. As corny as that sounds.
I understand what you're trying to say, and I think I know how we can do this. Meet me before my gladiatorial match tomorrow at Kaon. I need to get back now. Well, I'll see you then.
Until then, Megatronus.
Hey, red and blue, get over here.
Are you talking to me?
Orion Pax, yeah? Just hurry over and make sure nobody's looking.
It's actually pronounced...
Orion Pax. Yeah, I know. Come on, I thought we all came with a bit of humor built into our servos.
Whatever. So, what are you calling me over here for?
Megatronus told us beforehand that you were showing up and wanted me to go look out for you and hand you these.
Oh, wow, these are front row tickets to today's show. That's very generous of him to...
What? Do I look funny to you?
You must be one of the prisoners you told me about.
Just keep that to yourself, alright? Just head to your seat. The main performance is about to begin.
Beautiful. A sold-out show. Nothing excites me more than the beautiful face of consumerism. What's the matter with you? Scrapple got your tongue?
I have a bad feeling about this.
Relax, will you, old-timer? By the end of this day, we would have tied up all our loose ends. The best part is, we get to watch it too.
Not that, I just have this feeling. Like someone shouldn't be here.
Whatever you have going on, keep it to yourself. The show is starting. But why do I feel that too?
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd love to welcome you all back to this fantastic event. And to all those joining us for the first time, you're in for the ride of your life. What we've got for you today is a damn good lineup. So with your help, let's welcome back our standing undefeated champion, Megatronus! Ah, you love to see him, folks. But now for his great opponent. Now, not much is known about this guy, but I can guarantee you that this will be an event nobody will ever forget. Fighters, are you ready? On my count, 1, 2,
What the snap? Get reinforcements here, immediately!
Now that I have your complete, undivided attention, this is for the people of Cybertron. All of you in this crowd have been lied to.
What? You don't think they...
I'm betting he knows. You dug this hole yourself, Nova.
For our entire existence, we have looked up to the High Council of Cybertron to provide and care for us. Little did we know we were giving power to the most corrupt government Cybertron has been ever graced with.
Get security here now. Shut him up.
How do I know this? How can you trust me? I know these questions must be filling your heads, and I can assure you of the truth of my words. These three here came to me at their lowest, seeking refuge from the banishment they've been dealt.
Hey, if you can make us sound better, that'd be appreciated. Dick.
Just shut your mouth and let me talk. While at this stage, he may look unrecognizable, this was once the great soon-to-be Senator Shockwave. Unfortunately for him, he had discovered the terrible truth that the Council didn't want him to see, and turned him from a noble character with the greatest potential I had ever seen to a bottom-feeding brute. But what exactly did he find? It's better if I show you all myself.
Are you joking?
Espionage, discrimination, higher rates for the lower class, and not to mention the many different cases of targeted harassment against the people of Cybertron. My fellow bots, is this truly the world we want to live in? Do we really want to live in a world where these monsters control our futures?
And what the hell do you think you're doing, spitting this nonsense?
Nonsense? You're calling this nonsense?
What else would I call it? What you're doing here is clear as day discrimination. You're out of line.
Tell me, what do they call you again? The all-great Nova Prime? The hypocrisy you have to stand there and act the victim. I'd expect this kind of behavior from a low-life criminal, not a Prime.
You, stand down now.
Or what? You'll arrest me?
Nova, don't do anything irrational. You're on blast. Just relax. Wait, Nova, stop. Don't do this.
He wants to play dirty, does he? Alright, Megatronus, let's play dirty!
Orion?
You're who I felt.
With all due respect, Your Highness, I cannot allow you to hurt my friend.
Impressive. You have potential, young one. It'd be a shame to choose the wrong side and throw it all away. But we aren't done here. I'd sleep with one optic open if I were you. Sentinel, we're leaving.
Orion, you could have died. Why did you do that? And did you just call me friend?
I couldn't allow myself to just stand by and watch his innocence got hurt. And yes, it seems I did say that.
Well, very well then. We'd make a pretty good team together. Orion, how would you like to join us in taking back Cybertron? Not as strangers, but as friends.
Megatron is my friend. I would be delighted to.
Then it's official. This applies to all of you as well. Citizens of Cybertron, stand with me. Together, we can bring Cybertron back to glory. And this is how we start. You see that, Cybertron? You see how much they really care about us? They treat their own people as vermin, pests, deceptors. By that account, if we truly are as what they say, then we should embrace these titles together. From this day forward, we are no longer just citizens of Cybertron. We are the Decepticons. We are not just part of Cybertron's populace. We are Cybertron's populace. Together!
Empty-handed again? I've sent you searching for days. Have you found anything of use besides the same useless information?
That's the weird part. He has almost no record on file, besides a few documents, employment records, and a lease on a space in Lower Iacon. Your guy's a ghost.
No, you're not looking right. Keep checking every file, every backlog. There's no way the Matrix would... Could you leave me alone for a little bit?
Of course, sir.
I don't understand. Why is this happening? We had all of this under control.
What's the matter? Falling under barely any pressure? Get over it. It happens to everybody. You're no different.
Why are you speaking to me? Do you have something to do with this?
Of course not. Not yet, anyway. Just wanted to check in on my favorite passion project and to see how he was doing. So, how's the power feeling? You feeling all big and strong with the Matrix over there?
What's with all the cheery attitude? We could be seeing the next Cybertronian revolution here. Does that mean nothing to you?
I couldn't be any more uninvolved in your politics. I mean, the ones we already have are ruined as is. But those individuals...
What? You do know something. You're just lying to me, aren't you?
Let me ask you something, okay? Don't get mad at me when I ask this. Do you believe in the concept of fate? Or, for the viewers who care about longer-sounding words, destiny?
Why does any of that matter? And what were you going on about? Does it matter? I made my own destiny, and now I get to live in the spoils of it. But now, I have to worry about these individuals. If only I could get some dirt on them.
You're in a bit of a struggle, ain't you?
Could you please quit talking for a minute?
Now, I have no idea who you're talking to like that, especially to me. You are nothing without me. I made you worthy of that stupid Matrix just so you could feel like you matter. You're only here because of me. Got that?
Yes, of course. But you said you made me worthy for a reason. What is my reason?
Well, all will be answered in due time, my little friend. Just give us a bit. We all got a part to play in this story, and yours is coming very, very soon. Just wait and see. Got it?
Fine. Just leave me be now. I need to keep working.
Yes, of course. Go on ahead, and I'll leave you alone now. I just hope when your moment comes, you won't be disappointed at how short-lived it really is. Oh, you really have no idea the bigger picture you're a part of. Because, ladies and gentlemen, we're only getting started.